But it's also just the lack of practice all the time. Couldn't keep getting injured. That's the problem.
You would never fight again, would you?
No, not now. I'm 53 years old.
Would you fight another 53-year-old
No,
like on some
like
Mike Tyson shit?
doing?
Yeah.
No, Mike Tyson's still fighting demons, man.
Wow.
Those demons are still there. Mike Tyson is the reason why this desk is this width. Did I tell you that?
No. This is real?
Yeah. I had a smaller desk that I was planning on using for the new studio. This is the exact same width as the studio desk in my old place, the exact same one. And I had a small one. I'm like, maybe it'd be better if I'm a little closer to the people. But then I did a podcast with Tyson. I did two of them with Tyson. One when he was high, when he was running Tyson's Ranch. He had a little bit of a belly. He was jolly. He was just high all the time. We had a wonderful conversation. And then next time he came in is when he's preparing for the Roy Jones fight.
Oh,
and
wow.
He was jacked. And he had these big-ass muscles in his forearms, and he just looked ready to go. And he made me so nervous. Like, he was so keyed up. You could tell. Like, he was ready to go.
Oh,
he was
wow.
ready to go. And I'm like, no. Fuck this small table. I need to be – I need to not feel so nervous. I need to have some distance. So I was thinking if I was any closer to Mike, so instead of like here, if I was like this and he was that amped up, it would probably like affect the way I was communicating with him. I'd be nervous.
He's an intimidating guy.
Oh, yeah.
I am fascinated with him as a public figure.
Well, he is so multifaceted. There's so much going on. If you just looked at him as this brute who used to be one of the greatest knockout artists of all time, you'd miss so much. He's a scholar of boxing, and there's probably not a man alive who knows more about the all-time greats. He could talk to you about like Harry Greb and Jack Johnson and Stanley Ketchel. He'd talk to you about guys that like you never even heard before.
Even the tattoos he's got.
Oh yeah,
Arthur
Mao.
Ashe and Mao. I think is Che Guevara on him too?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Does he have Che Guevara?
It definitely got
Maybe.
Mao and Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, if he has Che Guevara, I hope he lasered it off. That's like the bad boy eyes or keep on trucking or something. You know,
He said keep on
it's
trucking.
just like such a silly. Does he have Che Guevara? Yeah, I think he does on his stomach, right? Yep, right there. Yeah,
All right, okay. I thought I was making that up.
the Arthur Ashe one though, and then he's got one on his face. One of the only celebrities that pulled off the face tattoo.
I mean, Che Guevara and Fidel Castro did take over Cuba when they were in their early 30s. Like when I was doing the second season of Chapelle show. This motherfuckers was taking
Running
over Cuba.
That's the crazy thing.
Negotiating with the United States and Russia and shit.
Fidel ran Cuba till he fucking died.
He did.
Crazy.
But he's one of these guys, and I know, as an American especially, people always kind of frown at Fidel Castro. But I remember like the deployment of Cuban doctors, and the reason they were able to do that is because the education system was so good. Cuban doctors, some of the most renowned doctors in the world. Mm-hmm. Aid packages that Castro sent to Africa. It wasn't like Cuba was rolling in dough. I don't know. He's an interesting guy for time. And now I say these things, people are going to think, days of communists and shit like that.
He's not all bad.
Even close.
No one's all bad. I mean,
No one's all bad.
Very few people are all bad.
And I'll be the first to tell you, communism does not look fun to me.
No, it's not. It removes incentive.
Yeah.
Everybody that looks at people like Bill Gates or, Jeff Bezos, look at these billionaires and say they have too much. We got to eliminate billionaires. They have too much. They're the outliers. They're the weirdos that have figured out how to accumulate so much wealth that it's preposterous. But you can't take away all incentive for people to perform, because if you do that, you're not going to get any innovation. You're not going to get all the things you enjoy. You wouldn't have iPhones and Shure microphones and fucking Samsung TVs if people couldn't make money.
It's funny because in our business, we make, millions of dollars and all this shit. We're like famous, and they still have award shows. Like, this is plenty. And I get a trophy, too. This is crazy. It's really funny.
And a red carpet to take pictures on.
Yeah, it's just so.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it is very
So
strange.
you think you're ever going to do any more acting, or are you just sticking to stand-up now?
Man, I got this weird idea. I want to go to Africa and do some of these Nollywood movies. I've been watching them. And it's like this. I was telling Naomi about it on her podcast. It's the same thing I'm talking about with these Cuban doctors, how people can solve problems with so little resources,
Mm-hmm.
this is what these African directors are like. The
Yeah?
movies look crazy, but it's funny how crazy they look. But it's also awe-inspiring because I can't believe this guy with no resources solved a complicated filmmaking problem with this type of ingenuity because they had to. But what if somebody had a reputable American star to apply these tricks to? I'll come with the funny. You just give me that look, baby. Don't you worry. It's all gonna work out. Like I want to do that. I want to just see what's popping over there. Africa's popping right now.
Do you have an idea of like a script, like or an outline of a story?
I don't know that I need one. You got to see one of these movies to know what I'm talking about. But it's just like something about it makes me feel like joyful when I watch it. Like someone is just, I don't know. I just want to try some shit.
Tell you what, Africa's taking over in the UFC right now.
Are they really?
3 African champions, and they're 3 arguably the best of all time.
What countries? Do you know?
Cameroon. That's
This
Francis
is the guy you were
Ngannou.
telling me about.
Ngannou, yes.
They kept trying to get him in gangs.
Yes.
He fled the country.
Yep.
He found a way to train.
Yeah,
That was a great story.
It's a crazy story. They kept catching him when he was trying to get into Morocco, or from Morocco to Spain.
To Spain, yeah.
And they kept sending him back to the Sahara Desert
Oh, wow.
to die. That's what they just drop you off of the desert. Like, good luck. And he made it back 7 fucking times and finally made it across to Spain. They put him in jail in Spain for 2 months, which they do when you get over there. And then finally they released him. He was homeless in France, slept in a parking lot, and made his way to a gym. And he wanted to be a boxer, and they're like, man, you should try MMA. And he was like, I want to be a boxer. But they paid him $500 to fight. So he's like, okay, I'll do it. So
Wow.
he beat the fuck out of some people. And now he's the heavyweight champion of the world.
Oh, wow.
And not just the heavyweight champion of the world, the most terrifying heavyweight champion of all time.
Nice guy?
Nice guy. Super nice guy. Super friendly. Just a sweetheart of a guy. Terrifying in the cage. Terrifying. Just nukes people.
As Joe, that's oh dear.
Oh, exactly.
He'll get Idris Elba on the phone. Idris, I want you to fight somebody.
He's such a specimen. And he just won the title beating the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic. He just nuked him in 2 rounds.
What do you think of like a flick like that? What does he weigh?
He's 265 when he gets on the scale, but he's about 270 something when he gets in the cage. He has to lose weight to make the heavyweight limit of 265 because the UFC has a heavyweight limit, and he's without a doubt the scariest heavyweight that the sport's ever seen because he flatlines people.
How tall is he?
6'5",
Oh,
6'4",
this is a big
6'5".
dude.
Yeah.